This last weekend was the St. Paul Art Crawl.
Woo!
For those of you who don't know what that is, fuck you. No, I'm kidding. No, really, fuck you. Twice a year, spring and fall, there's the St. Paul Art Crawl. It's truly an amazing thing. It's where hundreds of artists open up throughout Lower Town and the greater St. Paul area. The artists open up their studios for the public to walk in and see amazing art by hundreds of artists and purchase their art if they want, etc. So imagine going to like one art opening, but there's like 300 artists there. It's kind of like that. It's truly an amazing thing. It's how I make my living. But I open my studio every spring and fall, and you know, my loft is a cross between it's a gallery, a workspace, an office, and my home. It's all of the above. It's owned for living work. So everything on my walls is gallery. It's all art gallery. But then just in my kind of bedroom nook area, on one wall, there's a thing hanging up there, and people often ask me about it, and I have to explain it to them. And it's this. And I got a request from Shabazz, yay, thank you, darling, to perform this because I haven't done so in a long time. But the piece is called My New Hate Shirt, and I actually have the shirt that has this letter on it. So I'm going to reference my chest a lot. Pretend I'm wearing a shirt that has, you know, a letter like decal like copied onto it. All right, all right. Try to use your imagination here. This is my new shirt. I made this shirt. It's a copy of an actual letter. You see this up here? This is the envelope, okay? And the stamp has Eisenhower on it, right there. And it's postmarked May of 1971. There's no return address on it. Sorry. And it's addressed to Mr. and Mrs. Niggerlover. 3301 Johnson Street, Northeast, Minneapolis, Minnesota, 55418. And it's a short letter. The letter is right here, okay? Yeah. And it just says, we sincerely hope your daughter marries one. Okay, background. 1971, University of Minnesota, a progressive school for its time, not yet diverse, but by no means segregated. A young black man befriends a young white girl, strictly platonic. They're just study partners. They meet at her parents' house a couple times a week to study. The neighbors, oblivious to and uncaring of the truth, take issue. Mr. and Mrs. Niggerlover, we sincerely hope your daughter marries one. 34 years later, this girl's nephew brings said letter to my frame shop. He wanted it framed, and I gladly obliged, but not before I photocopied it, framed one for myself, and even made a shirt, this shirt. Because this is poetry. And not all poetry is pretty, because this letter made an ugly shirt, an ugly picture, and an ugly mirror. Unbridled hate, tactless contempt, and antiquated opinions dug deeper than Excalibur, which not even King could remove. Mr. and Mrs. Everybody ablaze with open scorn to carve hate into stone by putting pen to paper. Mr. and Mrs. Niggerlover, we sincerely hope your daughter marries one. Statistically, 3 out of 5 Americans don't believe in interracial marriage. Most just think it's creepy or disloyal, but many think it's the worst curse that could befall their family. And growing up the only color on an otherwise blank canvas, I lived that letter day by day. So I never got to meet my girlfriend's parents. And God forbid, I didn't get out before her dad got home from work too many times. I had to hear the words, "Get the fuck out of my house!" Postmark, May 1971. In May of 1971, I was growing in the womb of my white mother, sprung from the seed of my black father, born the youngest of 3 in the same zip code as this letter. By May 1971, they'd been married for 5 years. I wonder what letters they had to endure. When my mother married my father, she was disowned by her parents. But love overcomes, and love is colorblind. So when I look at my family pictures, I see an uninterrupted checkerboard of black men and white women and gray kids who were raised to ignore hate and defy stereotypes and correct ignorant opinions with love and success and open minds to teach Mr. and Mrs. Everybody's children the value of peace and friendship until they're at college, arm in arm with a person of color, and Mr. and Mrs. Everybody open their letters to cringe as I open mine to smile, because Mr. and Mrs. Nigger Lover, I sincerely hope your daughter marries one.